Now, why would this be useful? Where do we see this in nature? So typically where you see something like this is where you compare how nocturnal and diurnal animals use light information. So in mice as well as humans, mice being nocturnal, we have the same circadian clock. It ticks in the same way. The only difference is that that information from the clock in mice is telling them to go to sleep. In us, it's telling us to wake up, right? How the clock receives light is again same in both nocturnal and diurnal creatures. The only difference here is that for nocturnal animals, it's evening light that has a big effect on their clock, whereas for us as humans, it's morning light that has a big effect on our clock. So why is that? It could be because while mice are awake throughout the night, when they wake up, it should be the other way around, sorry. So they're asleep throughout the day. So when they wake up at night, the levels of adenosine are low, which means the level of inhibition on the clock is low, which is why light can have a big effect at dusk. Whereas for us as humans, we've been awake throughout the day, which means the levels of adenosine at dusk are high, and so the level of inhibition on the clock is also high, which is why it's light in the morning that has the bigger effect, not light in the evening. So we decided to test this. Orange drugs make the shifts bigger, whereas pink drugs make them smaller, which was evidence that adenosine acts directly on the light input pathway to the clock. And what this meant was that adenosine, acting on its antagonists, can piggyback on the same sort of mechanisms that light uses to communicate to the clock. And therefore, what the animal does by summing up the information from your sleep history coming from adenosine and light coming from your eyes is that it can decide based on how much it has slept and how much light it's seeing, and when it's seeing that light, what the right time window is for it to be asleep. So the clock sort of combines information from different parts of our experiences and decides what to do with it.